Hey guys, if you guys like to see some free V-Bucks giveaway onto this channel in the near future, make sure you guys follow these easy steps, and I will make sure I will do some free giveaways on these V-Bucks, because you know Fortnite is a really popular trending game at this point, and everybody's always want to get those hands on those V-Bucks. So if you guys want to see some on this future channel, let me know in the comment section down below. Follow these easy steps for more details. Hello ladies and gentlemen, it is me, Hunter Gunslinger, here back with a brand new video. If you do like these type of Fortnite videos, meaning keeping up updates, well, different videos of how they're going to be changing the game in the near future, it's always much appreciated to hit that like button down below, and I will post more Fortnite videos down here in the future. Now I will be doing some live stream hopefully by tomorrow, but I got a doctor's appointment tomorrow, so hopefully I'll come back between maybe 4 p.m. or 5 p.m. to live stream for you guys. But in the meantime, let's talk about the overview of Battle Pass Season 3. Now there's going to be 3 different videos coming up between today and tomorrow discussing some of their updates. But in the first video, we're going to talk about the whole overview of Battle Pass Season 3. Now, as you guys know, we had the Battle Royale update and the Save the World update. So that's pretty much the first part of the overview. And next, they're talking about 60 frames per second on console for the Battle Royale. Experience Fortnite like never before. PS4, PS4 Pro, Xbox One, and Xbox One S will now support 60 frame per second mode, hand tuned for each console to provide an extra smooth gaming experience while maintaining a visual effect. So that's gonna be really amazing to kind of see. Somebody asked me, do you see a difference? I said, I don't know. Just so excited that Season 3 is upon us here, because like I said, the next game they're going to be doing for walkthroughs is going to be Far Cry 5, and that's going to be like late in March of 27th actually. So it's going to be a long time since I'm going to be doing some walkthrough gameplays, and Fortnite is one of those games that will keep me kind of busy until that game comes out. Hoverboard, save the world basically. We're just looking for them to kind of get. Why run when you can hover? Explore each zone without duplicating energy on the hoverboard. So if you one of those people who just bought the full game itself, you can experience yourself by saving the world by hoverboarding throughout, I guess, in PvE. I never experienced PvE, so I don't know how that whole setting up works. So this is for people who basically does PvE settings. New orchestral music score for Save the World. It's an entirely new score premiering in Season 3, created by film composers who did Logan, The Hurt Locker, and etc., and much more. And of course, another composer who did Justice League film and etc. So it's gonna be really interesting to see the orchestral music score for Save the World. But like I said, I don't have it. I just downloaded a free version of PvP. These are for people who play to Save the World. It's 50% off right now. If you want to experience it right now, you can definitely buy that. But for me, this says it's going to be free in 2018, so I'm not going to waste my hard-earned money to experience that type of settings. Build mode improvements. You guys seen the video yesterday about the build mode improvements. You're going to be having some turbocharge in the building improvements to kind of work your way a little bit faster. I will leave the link down below of that video showing the build improvements. And of course, you're seeing the hand cannon gun. It's big, it's loud, it packs a punch, and come to the Battle Royale and Save the World. So both people who play those both game modes or just play each game mode will experience itself. The general improvements are just basically major improvements to building. If you're running out of materials while building, you will now automatically switch to the next material with available resources. You can now continually pace the setting building piece by holding down the primary fire button. Battle Royale switch between building pieces are now much smoother, especially using constant controls or under non-ideal network conditions. New orchestral music score, Save the World, Battle Royale. The login, launch, and lobby menus have update remixes from the new score. Save the World, all the music has been updated with an entirely new soundtrack, as I mentioned. Adding colorblind options. This is found in new for people who are colorblind. Features still in the development. We'd love to hear your feedback, especially if we're unable to find a level that makes the colors better for you in that setting. Message now displayed when party functionally has downgraded due to server issues. This include being able to join parties and sending invites. Bug fixes, fix auto run being canceled when open the map or inventory screens. Fix issues where its incorrect numbers could be shown for you able to show net stats and HUD options. And of course, the known issue, microphones connected to your controls will be muted when changing any auto volume. So there's going to be lots of changes coming ahead of this overview. I will leave everything in the description down below so you guys can read it in that sense. But that's pretty much the overview of changes that they made. Now, like I said, there's going to be separate videos discussing about the Battle Royale changes and, of course, the Save the World changes. Not to make this video long and boring of me kind of picking down some of the more important parts. I mean, they have a lot of changes coming ahead for their update, or their updates is basically available now. But the 60 frames per second mode added for PS4, it's pretty amazing. Now, they said that Battle Royale now defaults in 60 frames per second, but you can switch back to 30 frames per second in a setting if you prefer a higher quality visuals. That is really up to you. Some people were discussing about the 60 frames per second a couple of weeks ago, about the whole genre of it, how they feel about it in that settings. Sometimes when you render your videos, if you're a content creator, your videos tend to come out really clearly and pretty and more visual effects when it's at 60 frames per second. Now, if you guys kind of notice, like some games are at 60 frames per second, some are still at 30 because of their engine. Every developer has different engine, like EA has the Unreal Engine, and as far as like EA Sports, they have like the Frostbite engine. Everybody has like different engines. They make their game a little bit more visual effects, more realistic in that type of setting. Now, 60 frames per second in Fortnite, I think it'd be really interesting. But the good thing about Fortnite is, like, if you don't like 60 frames per second on your gameplay or on your video games, then you can go to 30 frames per second. Now, if you're like me, who's a content creator, a small content creator, or a big time YouTuber, you know, sometimes your fans like, when you're gonna make your videos at 60. Let me just tell you something. When I've been doing YouTube for a while now, I started YouTube in 2015. It's been 3 years now since I've been doing YouTube. And I can tell you right now, there has been people where they can criticize you about your videos and about your gameplays. So 60 frames per second for big content creators like Hollow Point and Chaos and Team Martin, all those guys who are now into the Fortnite game, it will work for them in a little better setting than for people who are like me, who just started out. Now, there is some people who do criticize you about that, about like, hey, you know, you need to make better gameplays, you need to do this, you need to do that. There is some people out there who are very critical when it comes to these type of game modes. So, me personally, 60 frames per second won't be a problem for me, but it's a good thing that you have that option to go back at 30 frames per second. Now, the building improvements, we had a big discussion talking about that yesterday's video. That's really interesting because I always felt like it was kind of slow building and you die kind of quickly. So for them to kind of speed up, having a little bit more turbocharge of you building a little bit faster, a little bit quicker, it's a really good, interesting thing. And it might be a fun, interesting game mode to kind of see like, okay, he's building a little bit faster. Will he die faster? Or will he die slower? Or will he be hard to kill? Or will he be easy to kill? So there's always like those different things. Building materials and switching to the other building materials if you run out of materials. I think that's really interesting to kind of empathize in their game. Now, me personally, I really do appreciate Fortnite's update. I really do. Because I wish games nowadays will pretty much get into the game of how Fortnite just keep their... how they keep their, you know, their fans in the loop, how they keep their fans happy and make their fans even more happier. Because that's the whole thing you want to do. Now, this game mode, meaning Battle Royale, is free on the PlayStation Network. Yes, you can buy the full game if you want to for $60 or $30 or whatever how much it costs nowadays. And they do more updates and keep their fans in the loop than companies who spent 3 to 10 years on their games and waste like fans waste 60, 90, no, let me rephrase that, 60, 80, $90 on games, and they can't even keep up updates every single day. They can't even update their games because they say, well, if we have to update our games, we have to scrap it completely. Not in Fortnite. So, you know, it's really good for them to really do that. Another thing that a lot of people said that players can now build in structure just because anywhere, even through trees, rocks, and cars. This allows you more freedom when building. No more pesky trees stopping your ramps and all that necessary stuff. And it says that switching between building pieces are much smoother, especially using console controls. That is very true because people have a lot of problems when you're building. Like I said, if you have problem building, the best setting for you to have is Combat Pro. I kind of noticed that's an easier, more setting for me. You can try other settings on your controller. You can switch around and see if it's better for you. But I would try Combat Pro first to see if you're fitting there. I think mostly everybody kind of use Combat Pro. Mostly everybody. Especially if you have a scuffed gaming controller, it could be very easy for you to use that controller. So that control setting. So if you have a scuffed gaming controller, it might be easier for you to build. But if you're not like me, who have like a basic ass controller, because I don't really spend $100 on a freaking pro controller, because that's really not me. I don't want to spend $100 on a pro controller. So if you're like me, who just like basic, you know, controller, Combat Pros might be the best for you. Now, if you have a scuffed gaming controller, Combat Pro might be very easy for you to really use. So for them to kind of say to make it smoother and better for building materials, I think it might be easier for everybody to kind of hand. I have to try it firsthand first to kind of see how everything goes and go from there. In the next video, we were talking about Battle Royale. What are some of the major key updates that they updated in their video? I will leave all their updates overall in the description down below so you guys can check that out. In the meantime, if you have any questions or any concern related to the Fortnite's update, let me know. If I'm not mistaken, they're having, this is update 3.0, so next Thursday I think they're gonna have another update for 3.1 for other things too. So they're gonna have a lot more updates in the near future, so they're not quite done yet. Somebody asked me, will they have a springtime, not springtime, a Easter type event like Easter bunny outfit? I said I won't be surprised if they kind of do. So they had the Valentine's Day one, so I won't be surprised if they do have an Easter one. You guys let me know in the comment section down below if they're gonna have like an Easter outfit for Easter time or St. Patrick's Day leprechaun outfit. You guys let me know. In the meantime, I will see you guys in the next one. Hit that like button if you do enjoy these type of videos, and I hope you guys are staying safe out there.